Hi there crafty pals, Louise with you today. Thank you so much for checking out this video. It's a 3 old and 3 new share. I've pulled from my stash a completely unused stamp set, a packet of chipboard titles and some 49er market frames, a really old Simple Stories paper, my distress crayons, and a roll of cotton as my 3 old elements for today. Now, this is a really fun technique. If you have not used distress crayons, then you will hopefully enjoy this video because these are fun, and of all the distress products, the crayons are like the only thing that I ever bought every single color and every single pack that they ever released. So I'm going to today show you how I'm going to create a little bit of a blended kind of slightly different background. Okay, so you can see I've got this fun patterned paper, but if I put my photos straight on that, they would be so overwhelmed. And so I have popped this white into the middle. Now you could use more white or less white. It would really depend on how sort of in depth you wanted to go. But I don't like to cut a whole 12 by 12 piece of white down to a smaller piece. So I use just an A4 cardstock and cut it down. So this one I've made 8 by 8 in the middle, and this is the little leftover piece. So I'm going to pre-match my colours first, and they don't match exactly, but the end result gives you a really cool blended background. I mean, I think this is super cool. So I'm testing them first, and I'm lucky enough that obviously, yes, I have all of the distress crayons to completely try and match as best I can each of these different colors. Now, when you're using distress crayons, they don't activate like some of the other crayon products like gelatos we used to use back in the day. So the distress crayons, when you color straight onto a plain background, so when I say plain, I mean non-gessoed background, so just plain cardstock background. When you color onto that, you only have a couple of seconds to move that color around before it's kind of locked into the paper. So if I pre-gessoed this background, I would have a lot more time. So I would have a lot more ability to move it around, and I could lift it off the gesso if it wasn't in the right spot, or I wanted to change the colors or blend the colors. So you can see that as I am coloring quite quickly, I'm blending pretty much straight away. You couldn't go and add all your colors and then blend it later. You could, if you don't like the smudged technique with the finger option, very technical term there, the smudged finger technique, is you could do it with a watered paint sort of pen. So these will activate with water as well, but again, they spread quite differently depending on the background that they're going on and depending on the medium that you add to them. So as like this case, just the smudging technique, you have to be quite quick about it. If you use water again, they would only sort of activate quite quickly. If you gessoed first and then watered on top, you would get a lot more time to maneuver that color around. Apologies again for the interruption. It seems to be that whenever I am creating, my little friend comes to visit, and he really likes to sit right where I happen to be working. So yeah, little visit from Popeye again, and he got a quick pat and then he was shuffled on to say, "Come on mate, out of the way." And he only seems to do it when I'm scrapping photos of him. And I just want to share the inspiration behind this particular set of photos. So I don't know if any of you with cats have ever heard of cat TV. I had heard of it, but we have a female ginger, and she is just this completely different animal to Popeye. So her name is Squirrel. I don't know if I've shared that before, but basically Squirrel is just this beautiful female, super chill, totally happy, amazing little cat. And then we have Popeye, whose nickname is Crabbait because he's so naughty that my husband threatened to put him in a crab pot. He would never, because he would deal with my wrath. But essentially, you know, these ginger cats are like, they're just these different animals. And I've said this in previous videos, and some of you commented with your gingers in the past, but we got him onto Cat TV, and you can see here that he is just absolutely chilled out, and he's sitting down just watching birds on Cat TV. And since we put him onto Cat TV, he is a totally different animal. Like, he's chilled, you know, he hops up and he says hello, and he's like, yeah, totally happy, cute little ginger menace. And so if you haven't tried Cat TV with your own cat, I would absolutely recommend. Now, remember in a previous video, I talked about this My Sweet Petunia, this little glue gun, and the glue that comes with it is the Nuvo glue, and it sticks really good. So you can see here that I placed my documented title in the completely wrong spot and had to lift those letters off. Rookie mistake, should have laid them out before I actually stuck them down, but I was like, nah, I've measured it out. I've put the 6th letter in the correct position. How hard can it be? Anyway, completely stuffed it up. Had to peel the letters off and straighten them up. And the glue was so good that it actually stuck and ripped. You can see the white. And I'm absolutely devastated at this point because I thought this layout was great. I loved the blended look. I loved the colors. I loved the black stamping. The documented title looked fantastic. And then I've gone and completely messed it up with ripping off the background pattern paper and thought to myself, all right, well, I'm going to fix it. What do? Do I get the distress crayons back out? Do I try to color in that mess that I made? What options do I have here? All right, I'll pull out some white ink. I'll put some splatters on. Maybe I can make those torn parts look like splatters. And I mean, it's not perfect because the splatters are in a kind of a random spot. I tried to make some a bit larger. I tried to color around the letters. Look, I don't hate it, but I am disappointed, and I wanted to still share it with you because I think the technique, if you've not used distressed crayons, is fun. The layout is fun. I think, it came together beautifully. If I hadn't stuffed it up, it would have been a really great page. Not that it's like completely stuffed or anything, but I will always know the issue. I also wanted to share about Cat TV with you guys out there in YouTube scrappers land, and hopefully you found something enjoyable about this layout. Leave me a comment. Always happy to hear your feedback. I hope you loved the distressed crayon technique. They are really fun. I've kind of got a renewed vigor when it comes to them now. I feel like I could just keep creating with them and share some different types of layouts, some ways to use them and how they move and work. And yeah, one of my all-time favorite products that I bought every single color of. So all right, I will not waffle on anymore. Yeah, definitely this layout taught me a few things and I really had fun with it. So I'm glad I shared it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you as always for watching, and for anyone who visits the channel, leaves a comment. It's very much appreciated. I love to see when new comments pop up on my channel. And until next time, as always, happy scrapping.